WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, they are officially done with the Democratic Party. 7 Itawamba County officials formally switched their affiliation to the Republican Party today. They made that announcement this morning.
Several high-ranking state Republicans made the trip to Fulton to welcome the members. Our Quentin Smith was at today's ceremony. He joins us now with more.
Tommy, the Itawamba County Sheriff, Coroner, 2 constables, and 3 county supervisors are now the newest members of the Republican Party. The officials tell me they're happy with their new decision, and though they switched parties, they say serving the people and the community is still their #1 goal.
Republican Party is just a great party to be a part of.
Itawamba County Coroner Sheila Summerford is just one of 7 county officials switching to the GOP.
I knew it was the right decision. You know, I knew that the Republican Party was the right decision to run. The morals, the things that they do, the beliefs that they have, what they stand for. I mean, what they stand for is things that I think everyone should stand for.
Summerford says she's always been a Republican. However, when she ran for office last year, she had to run as a Democrat.
At the time, I wouldn't be able to run for the sheriff or our supervisors or anyone there, so I had to run on the Democratic Party, but I am so glad we finally changed.
And on hand to celebrate this change was Governor Phil Bryant and other elected officials, a part of the Republican Party.
I've made a lot of speeches on this square, and this one may have been the most important one.
Itawamba County Sheriff Chris Dickinson did a lot of praying before making his decision. He says he has certain views that differ from that of the Democratic Party, which led him to making this choice.
I don't have a lot of issues with the Democratic Party, don't get me wrong, but the criminal justice reform system that the Democratic Party is trying to implement concerns me, and that's why I'm here today doing this.
The sheriff says he knows this is a lifetime commitment, and though he's switching parties, he says it won't change the way he goes about doing his job.
It just so happens that sometimes you have to plant your feet, and I have that conviction, and I have planted my feet, and I hope to continue serving the people of this county.
Now, along with Summerford and Sheriff Dickinson, Supervisors Charles Horn, Steve Moore, Steve Johnson, and Constables Doug Leslie and Terry Johnson also made the switch to the Republican Party. Andrea, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Quentin. Well, longtime Democratic activist Jamie Franks, who once represented parts of Itawamba County, says there's nothing wrong with officials switching parties, but he believes the officials who made that switch today went about it the wrong way.
I think it's a cowardly act to switch parties in the middle of your term after you've been elected. I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong whether you switch either way. And something should be done at the national level, and something should be done at the state and local level.
After a ruling today, the state of Mississippi will no longer have to say how it executes people. The state Supreme Court dismissed a case that began in 2014. It says the state can keep secret the details of how it executes inmates. The state successfully argued that releasing that information could hamper executions. It was a 7-2 decision today. One of the area's largest employers celebrated a milestone with a couple major announcements.
WCBI's Allie Martin was at Toyota's Blue Springs manufacturing plant. He has more on the automaker's milestone.
There was a stage full of dignitaries for this celebration, but Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant said the real credit goes to team members who make Toyota Corollas every day at the Blue Springs plant.
We thank you for being the best Toyota team in the world.
10 years ago this month, Toyota broke ground on its Blue Springs facility. The recession of 2008 put a temporary halt on plans, but once the economy picked up momentum, work on the plant continued. In late 2011, the first Corolla came off the line, and things have been full speed ahead ever since.
This plant in Blue Springs, Mississippi has been incredibly successful and is a key cog in the overall strategy for Toyota in the United States.
During the ceremony, Toyota also announced donations totaling $350,000 for the National Center for Families Learning and to Mississippi Best, a robotics program at MSU. Another highlight of the 10-year celebration, the announcement that a $10 million, 15,000 square foot interactive training and visitor center will be built right here.
What's really nice is that they'll get to go inside and tour the plant. And you know, most people have a negative image of manufacturing in that it's dirty and dark, but you know, our plant is spotless and very bright and vibrant, especially with the Mississippi workers that we have.
Workers such as Tony and Nina Willis. The husband and wife team has found satisfying careers at the Blue Springs plant.
We both grew up not too awful far from here in West Tennessee area, so the impact is not only in North Mississippi, it extends all the way into the West Tennessee area and this part of the country. So, you know, Toyota's a very good company to work for.
Later this year, team members will see the 1 millionth Corolla rolling off the assembly line. In Blue Springs, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And that visitor center that Allie just told us about will be opened in 2019, but plant tours will start next month.
Toyota has had a major impact on the small town of Blue Springs. The town has more than doubled in population in the last 10 years. The company is also reaching out in other ways, donating money and manpower to build a park and water garden. Mayor Rita Gentry says that people there weren't sure what to expect at first.
We got a few small businesses, but we have a lot more traffic now that Toyota's in town. It has been a tremendous help.
Seen a big difference.
Big difference, huge difference. And Toyota has contributed so much to our town. We have the beautiful park, and they've contributed to our town in a lot of other ways. I mean, they're a tremendous asset.
She says she's excited to see what's in store for Blue Springs in the future. To our weather this afternoon, Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson is in with us. Keith, it just keeps getting hotter this week.
Sure does, Tommy. It looks and feels just like summer out there right now. This is a live look in Columbus. Currently in the city of Columbus, we are at 84 degrees. Crazy stuff. Light southerly breezes at 5 miles per hour. 84 in Tupelo, 84 in West Point, 81, a little bit cooler in Winona right now. Head out there this evening, still around 80 at 7 o'clock, by 9, 72, 69 at 11. Mainly clear this evening, mainly clear tonight. We will cool down though, much like this morning, down into the mid to upper 50s. Your Easter weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. A Belmont man is jailed accused of stealing from his own father. Tishomingo County deputies say they got a call from a residence on County Road 961, and a man reported a large amount of money was missing from his home. Investigators did not have to look far for a suspect. 35-year-old Barry Dexter lived in the home and is accused of taking the cash from its hiding place. Dexter is charged with grand larceny and a misdemeanor drug offense.
A longtime area state trooper says he's surprised to win an award today. Sergeant Larry Smith accepted the State Trooper of the Year honor in Columbus. He told us he's not the typical recipient, that usually younger men and women win this one. He's been serving the area since 1996. He says in that race between the tortoise and the hare, sometimes the tortoise wins.
But I was very honored to get this after so many years. Kind of on the wind down portion of my career, but you know, for it to be honored by my peers after all this time, it's a great honor for me to be able to receive this award.
The ceremony was at the Columbus Exchange Club's monthly meeting.
Fifth graders in Chickasaw County spent the day learning how to play it safe. More than 200 children from Houston, Holka, and Okolona came out to the Chickasaw Agri Center for the annual Progressive Safety Day. Students visited different stations with tips on topics on things like identifying snakes as well as electric and ATV safety. County Extension Coordinator Scott Cagle says the training is often the only exposure that they all get in grade school.
We cover 10 different areas with them today that they can take home and learn from, or they can share with their parents or their siblings. We want them to share and let everybody know what they learned today.
And the highlight today for the kids, a helicopter landing showing how they respond to critically injured.
Some area students are showing that their lessons are right on target.
We take you to a spring fling of a different kind when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Aberdeen residents turn out to show their support for some students ahead of this year's state test. Bell Shivers Elementary students were honored with a parade through the city this afternoon. Parents, teachers, and community residents turned out to cheer on the children and celebrate their hard work as they study for those year-end tests that are coming up. Students who showed the most growth got to take the lead today.
We just want the community to come out and give our kids support so they can motivate them to do well on the test.
A little added bonus, today was Principal Dawson's birthday, and she got a special treat. The children all sang happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday. Students from all over the state built and used catapults in a contest today in Oxford. The University of Mississippi was the host for this event, the 11th annual catapult competition. You can see there they have to hit specific targets in this. Middle and high school students got the chance to test their engineering skills, and they had to knock down parts of those boxes to win.
They learn much easier with a hands-on activity, and this is an exciting way for them to understand, to put in use the concepts that we talk about in the classroom.
Teams from Tishomingo County High School won first and second place in this. A team from Oxford placed third.
From catapults to canvases now. Some award-winning artwork of two Starkville High School students will soon be on display in some prominent places. Marika Dunn won Best in Show in the Congressional Art Competition. Riley Hardy won an American Vision Silver Medal in the National Scholastic Art Competition. Dunn's work will hang in the U.S. Capitol for a year. Hardy's, meanwhile, will be on an exhibit in Carnegie Hall in New York City.
It is warm out there right now in Starkville, 82 degrees, and it is just warm everywhere. It seems like here in the deep south, it's warm as 79. Also in Billings, Montana, and we will stay warm down here. Full forecast for the weekend is next.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Our Alpha Insurance time lapse from this afternoon in Tupelo shows some of those friendly cumulus clouds underneath a high level layer of cirrus clouds out there today. Just like summer looks and feels like it. Looking forward, though, it's going to stay warm here for the upcoming Easter weekend. Some low-end rain chances by Sunday and also into next week as well. Let's hope for the best here. We can use any rain that we can get. Currently in the mid-80s still here in Tupelo and in Columbus, both at 84. A little bit cooler in Jackson at 77 and 81 currently in Birmingham, Alabama. Those folks over there got to 88 degrees today, a new record high. And Jackson, Tennessee tied the old record at 86. So close to some records around here, just couldn't do it in many locations in the Magnolia State, but we will stay equally as warm tomorrow. Same story Saturday, too. Just some passing fair weather clouds across our region today. The active weather, the storms, the heavy downpours here in Oklahoma. We'd love to see some of that rain around here, still dry, and you can see some of those showers and storms down into north central Texas as well. Here's our forecast for tonight, down into the mid to upper 50s. Let's just average it out at about 56. Clear, calm, and quiet, with light wind across our region. And our forecast highs for tomorrow into the mid-80s in most spots here. And you can see our planner will take it from the low 60s at 8 to about the 86 degree mark by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So city by city, zone by zone, let's just pick out a couple of additional locations here. 85 in Tupelo, 86 in Columbus. Some spots could actually do 87. It's going to be a warm day out there. The air not too terribly humid. And there you have it across our region and across the Twin States. Warm just about everywhere, maybe a little bit cooler in Gulfport, right there along the immediate coast. So here's Futurecast picking up on those quiet conditions for our Friday. Rain chances may get a little bit closer to us on Saturday, especially here in western Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Some of that moisture could creep back in here on Sunday afternoon, your Easter Sunday. That moisture with this front could team on up to give us a better chance for showers as we close out the weekend, and especially on Monday too, with this frontal boundary in place. So as that gets a little bit closer, rain chances will go on up. But until then, I think your Friday, Saturday will be very similar to what we just had today. Very warm, partly cloudy, mid-80s. And as you can see, as we get into next week, even with some rain chances in the region, the summer-like weather pattern will continue with highs generally in the low to mid-80s.
Student athletes in our area are not done just yet, signing on to continue their athletic careers. We'll hear from these athletes and more coming up next in sports.
WCDI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Mississippi State women's basketball traveled to new heights in the program history this past year, and now they'll showcase their ability on the international stage. Mississippi State is heading to Mexico. They'll compete in the Cancun Challenge in the 2017-2018 season. It'll be the third time Mississippi State will compete south of the border, and the first time since 2007. Vic Schaefer's squad will be in the Mayan division, along with fellow NCAA tournament participants Arizona State and Green Bay. The city of Jackson is interested in bringing the New Orleans Pelicans D-League team to the capital. Our sister station WJTV reports the city has drafted an official letter of intent to bring an affiliate to the city. If accepted, the D-League team will begin play in the 2018-2019 season. Starkville Academy stud Dalton Dempsey signs today to join Mississippi College's track and field team. If you watched Volunteer Sports, there's a good chance you were able to catch Dempsey in action. He played football, baseball, and track for Starkville Academy. The senior is looking forward to his new opportunity.
It's a great school. I want to go to dental school, and so it gives me a great education, and it's a small school feel, so you get to know everybody, so I really enjoyed that.
Lamar County High School's Reagan Prowell signs to continue her volleyball career with Bevel State Community College. The dual sport athlete also played basketball for the Bulldogs, but excelled in volleyball, leading the team in blocks, kills, and aces. Prowell says she's excited to continue her volleyball career at the next level.
I'm close to the coaches and I'm close to home. I just want to play there. Playing volleyball here was amazing, and I'm just ready to go to college.
Finally, her 10th grade year, I talked her into playing volleyball, and wow, she was just, it was a natural. Very natural for her to play this sport, and because she loved it so much, she worked so hard at it. For her to be so close and personal and dear to me, it's just 100% on top of everything else is just the most wonderful thing to see.
Similarly to MUW here in Columbus, Bevel State is bringing back athletics for the first time in 7 years. Take a look at what's going on tonight in the SEC baseball schedule. Ole Miss and LSU, they throw out their first pitch of a 3-game series that'll last through Saturday. Ole Miss on the road in Baton Rouge tonight. The Rebels have won 4 straight games heading into their series tonight. Of course, they swept Alabama this past weekend. A big road series against number 8 LSU. Ole Miss was able to win 2 out of the 3 in the series a year ago against the Tigers. That game is on the SEC Network Plus. And so we're heading right into the thicket of baseball season. Mississippi State is traveling to South Carolina. We'll have more on the Bulldogs coming up tomorrow, of course. But Ole Miss and LSU should be a good series. Of course, it's on, as our news director called it, fake TV with the SEC Network Plus, with the digital network. But it should be a great series over in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and we'll have the highlights tonight.
Absolutely.
Though, right?
Yep.
So if you can't see it, you can see it right here.
Yeah, it's starting in about 5 minutes. You can go watch first pitch, and we'll have all the highlights tonight.
Sounds good. All right, we'll be right back with the last look.
Warm stuff for the next 7 days. This midsummer / mid-spring warm-up here, just crazy
But it's
stuff.
April.
It's April. It feels like the dead of summer out there. Rain chances will return, though, by Easter Sunday.
Yeah, we're eyeing that rain potentially for Easter and into Monday. A lot of kids outside doing
Yeah,
activities with
you know,
parents?
I think we should be okay for the most part, especially
I'm going
Saturday.
with sunglasses over the umbrellas for the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
I
But
think so.
if you're out Sunday, there could be a little bit of rain. We'll see.
All right, that's the news at 6.
We're back at 10 o'clock here at WCBI. Have a great day.